The path to regaining your vital energy is not a path of resistance, but of understanding. It's inside of us, but has been clouded by time. What if I told you the answers are not in a new pill, but in a return to ancient clarity? Stay until the end, for the last insight connects all the others, and in it lies the true key. Mindful Fuel. It is a common story, one that is told not in words, but in the quiet moments of the day. A feeling of slowness, a sense that the inner fire that once burned so brightly has begun to fade into embers. We see it in the mirror, but more importantly, we feel it in our bones, in our spirit. Society tells us this is the unavoidable path of aging, a slow decline we must simply accept. But is it true? Is this fading of energy, of vitality, a rule of nature, or is it perhaps a misunderstanding? A disconnect from the very things that are meant to sustain us. We often seek complex solutions for what we perceive as complex problems, searching for external fixes, for potions and powders that promise to restore what was lost. Yet the most profound answers are rarely loud. They are quiet, simple, and have been with us all along, offered by the natural world as a reflection of our own inner workings. Consider for a moment the walnut. Nature rarely creates without reason, without a deeper story. If you hold a walnut in your palm, truly look at it, you will see a small replica of the human brain. This is not a coincidence, it is a communication. It is nature showing us a key. The health of the mind and the vitality of the body are not two separate things. They are one and the same. When the mind is clouded, when thoughts are scattered, our energy is scattered with it. A strong river cannot flow from a divided source. For a man over 60, this clarity of mind is the very foundation of his strength. The omega-3 fatty acids held within the walnut are known to support cognitive function, to protect the delicate pathways of our most vital organ. But the benefit is deeper than the physical. By choosing to consume this nut, we are engaging in a practice of recognizing that our brain, our command center, requires a specific kind of nourishment. This simple act is a form of mindfulness, an acknowledgement that what we consume becomes our thoughts, our clarity, our focus. With this clarity, our perception of the world changes. The feeling of being overwhelmed begins to soften, replaced by a centered calm. This mental stillness is the true source of sustainable energy. It is not a frantic, chaotic energy, but a deep, grounded power that allows for endurance. A man's performance in any aspect of life, be it in his work, his relationships, or his most intimate moments, begins with the presence and clarity of his mind. When we fuel the brain, we are fueling the very essence of our being. This is the first step, not to fight against the current of time, but to nourish the source from which our own personal river flows. It's a silent conversation with our own biology, using nature's perfect symbol to restore the structure that holds our vitality. The world outside of us is constantly pulling our attention, creating noise that makes it difficult to hear our own needs. We are told to move faster, to think faster, to solve problems with more speed. But the Shaolin tradition teaches that true power lies not in speed, but in presence. By consciously choosing a food that looks like the brain, we are consciously choosing to nurture our presence. The rich nutrients, the healthy fats, the very structure of the walnut are all aimed at reducing inflammation and clearing the fog. Think of your mind as a still lake. When it is calm, you can see all the way to the bottom. But when it is turbulent, you can see nothing. The walnut is a tool to help calm the waters, to allow us to see our own depths again. The vitality we seek is not found in a burst of artificial stimulation. It is found in the deep, unwavering strength that comes from a mind at peace. This is where the journey begins, not with a magic pill, but with a humble nut that holds the key to the master organ of our body and spirit. It's an invitation to return to a more profound way of caring for ourselves, a way that is gentle, patient, and deeply effective. Vital essence. As we continue on this path of rediscovery, we must understand that the body is an interconnected system. The clarity of the mind, which we began to cultivate with our first source of nourishment, creates the foundation. Now, we must turn our attention to the very seed of our masculine energy, the core of our hormonal and vital force. There is a tendency in the modern world to treat symptoms rather than address the root cause. If we feel a lack of vitality or a decline in our masculine drive, we are offered external solutions that often create a deeper imbalance. The true way is to understand what the body needs to maintain its own innate power, its own harmonious function. We must find the smallest key that unlocks the largest door. And here, nature again provides a potent and direct answer, a small, unassuming package that contains a universe of strength, the Brazil nut. It is not about quantity, but about potency. The sheer power held within a single Brazil nut is a lesson in itself. Just 1 or 2 of these nuts a day provides the body with an essential trace mineral, selenium. Selenium is not just a nutrient. It is a fundamental building block for the very processes that govern male vitality. It plays a crucial role in the production of testosterone, the hormone that underpins a man's energy, his muscle mass, his mood, and yes, his bedroom performance. As men age, the natural decline in testosterone can be a source of deep frustration, a feeling of being disconnected from one's own power. But we do not have to approach this as a battle. We can see it as a call for a specific kind of nourishment. Selenium acts as a guardian within our system, protecting the cells in the testes, where testosterone is made, from the oxidative stress that accumulates over the years. This protection allows the body to do what it is naturally designed to do, create and maintain its vital essence. By consuming this powerful nut, we are sending a clear signal to our body. We are saying, I am providing you with the rare and essential tools you need to function at your highest level. It is a practice of profound self-respect. This is not about forcing the body to do something unnatural. It is about supporting its natural intelligence. The benefits extend beyond just testosterone. Selenium also supports thyroid function, which regulates our entire metabolism and energy levels. So often, a feeling of fatigue is blamed on age alone, when in reality, it can be a sign of a subtle nutritional deficiency. A simple, mindful addition of a Brazil nut can help bring the entire hormonal system back into a state of greater balance. This approach is about finesse, not force. It reflects a deeper wisdom, that true strength does not always come from massive effort, but from precise and knowing action. It's the difference between trying to break down a door and having the right key. This small nut is a key. It addresses the decline in vitality not as a weakness to be overcome with aggression, but as a need to be met with understanding and care. A man's confidence and sense of self are deeply tied to his feeling of virility. When this diminishes, it can affect every area of his life. Restoring this balance naturally from within is a source of immense empowerment. It creates a quiet confidence that radiates outward, a strength that is calm, steady, and unshakable. It reminds us that our body is not our enemy in the aging process, but a wise partner that will respond beautifully when given the precise elements it needs to thrive. Sustained strength. Having first cleared the mind and then nourished the vital essence, we arrive at the final piece of this trinity, the daily practice of sustained energy. Our modern lives often trap us in a cycle of highs and lows, of frantic energy followed by deep exhaustion. We reach for stimulants, sugar, caffeine, that provide a temporary lift but ultimately leave us more depleted than before. This is a false economy of energy. It is like a fire that burns hot and fast, consuming all its fuel and leaving behind only ash. True vitality, the kind that endures throughout the day and supports a man in all his endeavors, is not a flash flood. It is a deep, steady river. To build this kind of energy, we need a fuel that is itself balanced, wholesome, and sustaining. For this, we turn to the almond. Almonds are in many ways the embodiment of perfect fuel. They are a beautiful combination of healthy fats, fiber, and protein. This composition is crucial because it ensures a slow, steady release of energy into the bloodstream. There is no spike and therefore no crash. This is fundamental for a man over 60 who seeks to maintain not just physical stamina, but mental endurance as well. When our blood sugar is stable, our mood is stable. Our focus is stable. Our ability to engage with life from a place of calm capability is magnified. Almonds are rich in magnesium, a mineral that is absolutely essential for energy production at a cellular level. Many men do not realize that feelings of fatigue and even muscle weakness can be linked to insufficient magnesium. Furthermore, the act of consuming almonds becomes a ritual of intention. It is a conscious choice to turn away from the empty calories and quick fixes that our culture so readily offers. It is a declaration that we are choosing long-term well-being over short-term gratification. This decision, practiced daily, builds a form of discipline that strengthens the mind just as the nutrients strengthen the body. For men who wish to maintain physical strength and activity, almonds provide the protein necessary for muscle repair and maintenance. But beyond that, they provide the kind of enduring energy that allows one to not only perform physical tasks, but to enjoy them, to be fully present in them without being haunted by a feeling of impending exhaustion. And this energy, this sustained strength, directly translates into the more intimate aspects of life. The confidence that comes from feeling strong, capable, and energized throughout the day is a powerful aphrodisiac. Libido is not merely a physical mechanism, it is deeply connected to our overall state of being, our stress levels, our energy, and our self-perception. Almonds support this by providing zinc, which is tied to healthy testosterone production, and L-arginine, an amino acid that helps improve blood flow throughout the body. Good circulation is the physical bedrock of sexual performance. So by nourishing our body with almonds, we are holistically supporting the very systems that allow for a rich, fulfilling, intimate life. We are building our house on a foundation of stone, not sand. What we are truly cultivating here is not just physical energy, but resilience. It is the ability to move through life with a steady strength, a quiet power that does not require fanfare. It is the feeling of being deeply and reliably well. By integrating these three nuts into our lives, we are not just following a diet plan. We are engaging in a profound practice of self-mastery. We are aligning ourselves with the wisdom of nature, listening to the subtle needs of our body, and choosing day by day to build a future of vibrant health. This path requires no struggle, only awareness. It is a return to a simpler, more powerful way of being, one where our energy, our vitality, and our performance are a natural expression of a body and mind in perfect, harmonious balance. The journey we have walked through is not simply about three nuts. It is about a change in perspective. It is about realizing that your body has not abandoned you. Perhaps you have simply stopped listening to its language. The clarity of the walnut, the vital essence of the Brazil nut, and the sustained strength of the almond are but tools. The true transformation comes from the awareness you bring to the act of nourishing yourself. It is a silent commitment, a daily practice that says you are worthy of vitality, you are worthy of feeling fully alive, and that true power comes not from fighting the current of time, but from mastering the art of navigating it with wisdom, grace, and an unshakable inner peace.